Hello, everybody, and welcome to High Button Sports as we get set for another game. And this is a big one, folks. Provincial finals wrapping up here on East Hants, Pad B, on what is a snowy, rainy, icy Sunday here at the start of April. And we are ready to go as we're going to start off this game down the left side. That one worked down by Sampson. Sampson loses that puck over there for the Whitecaps. Caps head down the right side with it, and it's off the stick there for Force. Picked up by McNeil. McNeil picking up some speed here for Force. They're going to head up the right side. A little bit of an odd man rush. It's into a shin pad, and that's going to fall into the end boards. Caps pick up on that. Get it halfway up the wall, and then it'll bounce back to the stick there of Vino. Vino elects to shoot it down the right side. And now it's McEachern for the Caps. McEachern pass to the right side board. That one sneaks back in behind. It's chased after Bishop. Bishop here for Red. Here, she's going to work it around and get that up the right side. Bounces off the stick there and will still move up ahead, though, to David. David loses it to the Caps, though. Back the other way. A little back and forth here to start. That one's battled for. Grabbed off of the stick there by Selkirk. Selkirk down the right side. A little pressure on. Picked up by McDonald. McDonald back to the blue line. Shot blocked. In through the middle. That puck battled for near center. A minute and a half in. Down the right side. Cut off along the half wall. Picked up there by Kirsten. Kirsten spins onto the stick on the turnover. Caps get it outside of the zone. That'll get to center. Dished over by Hastings. Hastings with a D-to-D pass, and then it's up the right side. But Grant. She'll head into the zone, and a little 4-on-4 action as McDonald takes it off the stick there for the Whitecaps. Caps trying to move that up the wall. Just kept in and swept back on. Selig back in. We're waiting for our first whistle here. Grabbed by the Caps. That's intercepted. And the Force continue to push up ahead. Try to steal that one and send it out in front. And a fanned-on shot there. Now back. Shot again. That's going to fall into the end boards off the stick of Sampson. Caps looking to get this out for the first time. Falling down into the half wall. Caps now pick it up. The defense ready to go for Force. That's sent up ahead. Stick handling down the left side here. Into the zone. That one will come down in front of us as that's Cartwright. Cartwright passes it across. Kept in on the half wall. Sampson with a jump as well. Thornton down as it's a pile up in behind. Played to the middle. McDonald grabs. She'll start to move. McDonald, number 15 out there for Force Red. Heads down the right side. Going to bring that in over the blue line, and it's into the feet the other way of David. David passed that off there to Sampson, and now it's pushed towards the middle. McEachern on the interception, her second created interception this game, or turnover. Play on the right side, and a little active stick takes down the player, and it'll be a free puck there on the left side. Push towards the middle. Spun back around. McInnes, she plays it down into the corner here closest to us. Selkirk, a little pressure on. The captain here for Red was 4 minutes into this one. Selkirk back to the middle, flipped on. Whitecaps down the left side, and it's back in. Force Red will try again. McDonald up, hits the stick of Selkirk, and now back onto the stick there of Cartwright. Near the blue line. They'll go 1-for-1. Bishota there. Vino hands it across as we continue on. Selkirk over to Vino. Vino pushes up the boards. Caps will grab it and just try to shoot it back in. Picked up down here in front, Selkirk. She'll hand it a little risky play through the blue paint in front of her own net, and now it's led ahead, trying to chase after it. Caps get up to it first. Good job pinching on that one, but then it gets in behind. Hastings down the right side here. She'll hold and backhand in front, and it rolls off the stick, looking for our first shot of the game. That one comes in, and that will be the first shot of the game. As 5 minutes gone. Face off. Down the opposite end. That's grabbed. Onto the stick there. Force Red gets spun around, but they'll look for another chance at it. It's in the feet. Rolls off to the half side wall. That's played back to the blue line. Steps in. Shot there. Off of Selig's stick, and now it's in behind the net. Is some hard defense down there by Birchall for the Caps. Rolls up the right side wall. Doesn't get very far before it works back in around. Caps pick up on it. They'll just feed that up ahead. Not enough for icing, so that'll be back here for Selig. She's getting plenty of touches here early. Thornton spins it out in front. That's going to be up ahead for Grant. Grant looking to catch up to it, but it's the Caps who get to it first. That was Birchall again. Played to the middle. Rolls off of the stick. Grabbed by Campbell. Campbell, she'll start to cut around, looking for an odd woman rush. Shot on, and a nice save there in front. And a good stop for the first shot of the game onto Bujold, as she'll make the save. So 3-1 the shots, but the best quality chance probably right there by the Whitecaps here as we keep away in our first period. McNeil takes it and jams it up the boards. That'll be grabbed by Thornton. McNeil picks it up on the other side. Onto the stick and up ahead. It'll be flicked down into the zone. Grab there by McDonald. McDonald with a lead pass up to McEachern. McEachern, number 2 out there for the Caps. She starts to go. Down the left side now. Back in behind. McEachern picks it up. Rolls off of her stick here into the corner. Little push here as it gets back onto the stick here. McEachern back to the line. Shot through traffic. It's not going to make it as Hiltz gets in front of it. And as well as Selkirk. So 2 bodies ready to go there on the block as it's back onto the stick for the Caps. Whitecaps along the right side. Spears. She'll chip it up ahead, and it's grabbed by the teammate. Now into the zone, and a little shot there and a penalty. First penalty, and I'm going to think that's going to be a slash, okay. I thought it was going to be a hook here in front, but the slash, the call. So to the box nonetheless. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in here on High Button Sports as we've got the AA finals here, the female out in East Hants. So they're doing the 11s right next door. I think that one's about to wrap up, and then it'll be the 15s at 4 o'clock. So we have a lot to look forward to, and then we're squished in the middle here over on Pad B, taking care of the 13s. That one in behind. Wyand. Up the boards. That one gets in behind and all the way down to the end wall. Played in a conservative cover there by Bonvie, our goalie. For the Caps, as about halfway through the first period now. Face off down low. That puck's picked up. They play it on the right side wall. Caps lead that ahead, and it gets in behind. A bouncing puck, and it's a foot race to it, and Hastings going to have to pick up the pace, and she gets there. Good situational awareness there by Hastings as she felt Cartwright coming in hot on her back, and now they're looking to jam away at one here in front. Gets in behind and down the zone. That'll be sent. That's the power play, remember, here for the Caps. First of the game. Over to the left side. Cartwright picks it up. Cartwright plays across. Bounces off the stick there. They still try to move it up ahead, but it's caught. Down and behind here for David. David circling around the net. David takes it and sends it down for a nice clean exit for the puck and a nice clean change for David as well. So good play there by number 3 for Force Red. Down the right side. Trying to keep the pressure on, not much going on the power play. McDonald takes it and shoots it into the end boards. That one's grabbed by McPhail. McPhail up the left side trying to find McEachern. McEachern and McDonald battling for it. That's going to come all the way back. 15 seconds to go in the penalty. Up the left side. Caps. Push that in to the right. Looking for a shot, and a decent shot there, but just wasn't on the mark. Had the power, though, on it to do some damage with a little bit of a foot to the left. Shot on. Bujold steers that aside to YN. YN fires that down. No penalty left, so 5:55, and we'll head into the offensive zone here on the left. David will be on the draw on one side, and the Caps, looks like they had number 15 McDonald on the draw. Now a shot in tight on Bujold. Oh, and a little whack after. Trying to get something done, but nothing will come that one. Face off to the left. Puck clears in behind. David, she'll scoop that up. Moves out to the middle, and it's hustled after. Onto the stick there of O'Brien. O'Brien steers that back in behind. Vino by the feet of Hiltz. Caps start to move in, but it's offside. 5:23, and we'll try again. Face off in the neutral zone, it looks like, for this one. Puck dropped in, and off for a skate goes Eisner. Eisner shoots that down in behind. Hustled after for Turner. Turner in along the end boards. She'll get that over to the right side half wall. Jump up, pinch play here by Force. Little help by Thornton. She saw her defender jump in and said, I can add numbers to that equation, but it does come out here to the left side. Caps looking for it, but Eisner picks it up. Eisner in near center. Into a shin pad. Caps now work back the other way. Down here in front. Shot hits a stick. McNeil. McNeil gets that up the left side, and it will exit the zone, so they'll have to tag up back for Sampson. Sampson, she'll take a look and try to shoot that into the middle. A little bit of traffic there, but Red comes out with it. Now it's down the left side. Brennan into the zone. She'll fire it into the end boards, and it'll be to Force West who gets there first. Play out in front, and it just rolls off in through the blue paint, and another chance. No one home on the second try. First one was a great look, as quality chances coming out of premium here through the first period. Down the left side, that one stays up. Kept in the zone by David. David in around, grabbed by Turner. Little stick lift there in the corner as Red looks to set up. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first frame. We won't do the ice after the first. We will after the second, though, so it'll just be a short break in between the first and second. That played up the boards. Cartwright looking for it, but it gets whacked back in. McPherson plays it around. Picked up on the other side, though. Sent back to where it came from. Up the wall. Force Red tries to jump on it, but it comes back to Vino. Vino in, fires that in behind. Along the end boards. Turner shoots that for what will most likely be an icing here with 3:13 left to go in the first. Shots 5-3. We'll head down the other end. Puck steered in ahead, a little tie up. Caps trying to move it up. Comes back to the middle, kept in on the blue line. Shot into the right side corner, hustled after hard there by Eisner, but Caps get to it first, and now they're going to look for a breakout. Pass across, but you got to get that out of the zone, and now they do. Back in, buys them a second of time, and they'll do for the little bank pass. Who can get to it first? The Caps with a good chance there, but it rolls off the stick and into the corner. Grabbed by McInnes. McInnes loses it to Vino. Vino plays that out in front. Thornton into the feet of Eisner. Now onto the stick there of McEachern. McEachern back to Vino. Picked up over the blue line, left side. Vino gets to the red line now, and now back to the blue line. Shot sent in off the pad, and Metro Force Red gets to it first, looking for a setup. It'll be along the half wall. Picked up down there in the corner. Burchill gets to it first for the Caps. Tries to play it in front, and a nice clear out of the danger zone. Now another shot on. Down was Bonvie. She'll get it off the pad, and it'll be steered in behind. 1 minute and 53 left to go here in the first. Caps. Hustle down the wing. Down here in front. Rolls off the stick. Trying to spin that around. Pushed up ahead. Grant in on the blue line. Gets that over to McDonald partially, but it's actually McDonald on the other team who ties it up. The two McDonalds, both number 15, both going at it. Actually in a shot, and they score. Late in the period, one of those McDonalds, the one for the Caps, puts it home. With 1:22 remaining, first goal of the game, and that one goes to the Caps. Back to center we go with a goal. There is Quad County. Chips one in behind off some good hard work in front. McDonald, number 15 out there, gets it done with 1:18 left to go here in the period. Played in around the end boards. Force Red, who have pushed the pace here in the first period, now find themselves down. Down the right side, that'll steer in behind. McDonald picks it up. Caps, final minute of here now in the puck picked up, 13 seconds to go in this period, as a boat to run out down the right side. That one steered into the end boards, and we have a whistle. Picked up here, so sorry about the little break in the action there, folks. The internet not fantastic over here in the corner, but we'll try our best. And through one, the Whitecaps up one. We'll be back in a second. All right, we are back for the second period of action here. Like I said, sorry about the cutout there, folks, but if that does happen, we have a quick solution to the internet here, and the bad being not the greatest, so we'll just stick with us. But we got 1-0 here for the Caps early. And the second period now commences. Remember, there'll just be the flood after the second, so we're right into the second period here now. That one played down low. It's going to be sent in around and up the boards. Rolls under the stick there of Burchell. Now Metro Forest back to Burchell. Burchell with a little pressure. That rolls up the boards. 1-0 to score here for the Caps, remember. Picked up, YM. She'll start to head in, looking for a big shot here. Big save, and it's loose in front, and a great glove covers it up. And an opportunity right here, a minute in, and a little chirping as well. Face off down here in front of us now. Over to the left side. That one's dropped in. Force. That's picked up. In behind. They'll try to move it up the right side, and it's back onto the stick here for Force. Into the skate as it rolls along the blue line and cuts back around. Chased after. Grabbed by Selig. She'll try to go up the wall with it, but Caps keep the pressure on. Force Red now. Looking for a move on the blue line. Cut off by O'Brien. Played to the middle again. Cartwright. Stick handle, but it's back for Force Red. Now right side. Shot. Heads into a shin pad. Back in behind. That's going to wrap around. 1-on-1. Up the wall with it. Shot from the point there by O'Brien as the Caps starting out the second period strong here. Back in behind. Force Red have the breakaway, but the head was down, so didn't quite see the breakout pass opportunity as it rolls out here in front. Force Red. Shot into a glove and hugged tightly and covered up. 12:56 left to go in the second. Face off right here in front. That shot hits the end boards. Try to go from a sharp angle. Fished in, or sent in behind. Kept in on the blue line nicely there by Force Red. Picked up. That's back, and we'll work the boards. Kept in on the line. Grabbed. Little shot there by Vino. Vino, the captain here for Force Red. Backs up, has to cover that defensive play, but it's kept in. Shot around, so Force Red will stay on the offense here. Down here in front. Up the right side with it. Little back and forth action. Grabbed and worked up the boards by the Caps. Glenn doesn't get very far, though. Along center. Down in front now. Picked up. And we get the whistle on the play there. 11:41 left to go. Face off here in front of us. .41 is Red now chasing. 2-minute power play, though, coming for them. So great opportunity to try to tie this game up early in the second. Little word with the goaltenders, and now we're good to go. Force Red, shot on. That one into the feet. They try to jam away at it. David Hiltz now spins. Back to David between the legs. Wide open chance, and they score. Right on the doorstep and into the back of the net. And that was Selkirk on a great finish. and forced Red score. So a big one there. As we'll head back to center, and we are all square once again. Back to center. Puck dropped. So 11:31 to go here in the second. 1-1 the score. Left side. That one flips back to McNeil. McNeil. She'll try to take the long way around. Force Red, lose it there to McEachern. McEachern starts to circle back. McEachern now in her own end. Plays it up the right side. Onto the stick. Now back in. Little whack at that, and it's freed up. Past McInnes, though, and Force Red will circle back around. Turned over there in the neutral zone. Caps, who could use a little bit more offense. The shots are 8-7, so when they're getting into the offensive zone, they're getting shots. Maybe just a little more zone time. That one jumps the stick, and it'll head down the right side. And a great hustle play there by McInnes as she'll head into the corner. Trying to get something for the Caps, but it's back near center. Force Red, pick it up. They'll head out here in front. Holding, passed across. Wyan looking for McNeil, and it was just swept through, and the cross-crease play didn't work out for them on that one as it's down the left side. Wyan tied up there. She'll backhand, hits the post, or hits the pad that was attached to the post there. Good job covering. As an opportunity right there with 10 minutes left to go here in the second period as the pressure mounting. Picked up here on the left side. That one's grabbed and worked out there by Cartwright. Trying to jam it up the boards. Force Red. Spin that back in behind. And goes for the icing. So inside 10 minutes to go here now. And the face-off will be way down the opposite end. Good back and forth. This has been an even final here so far. The score obviously indicative of that, 1-1, but even with just chances and penalties now, one apiece, picked up, back to the line. That one's chipped off the wall, and it'll head into the end boards. That's grabbed by McDonald. McDonald gets it up ahead there to Thornton. Thornton, though, loses it as it rolls in behind, and now they'll cover it up again back there. Taking the easy play when they can get it, and now the shot's at 8-8. They are even. Next door, the U13AAs are wrapping up as they're accepting their medals and trophies and all sorts of stuff. The U15AAs, remember, will be on Pad A at 4 here out in East Hants. This is our only show on Pad B here today. Picked up along the boards, Force Red. Kept in on the line there by O'Brien. Steered it in behind, and now grab Force Red. They'll take it and shoot it down. That one won't have enough juice for icing. So it'll be a hustle play into the boards and head first, but no worse for Ware back there as Bishop as she then continues to battle hard there against McDonald. Picked up and moved up ahead by Kirsten. She'll get a nice stretch pass up the left side. Here comes Cartwright. Cartwright shoots and spins out. 2-11's going at it down there as we get close to the second half of this game in a few minutes. Up the boards. Grant. It's back in. Kept in by O'Brien. O'Brien starts to hustle in over the blue line. Grabbed. Vino. She'll start to work it out. Vino looking for a chance here in front. Big shot and a big glove save there by Bonvie. Big shot and a big save. Has scooped that one right out of the air. Will remain 1-1. Face off here in front. That one's grabbed, a little swiping of the stick there. Force shoots that in. It's loose there in front. Chance here for Force. Another rebound. Puck still loose here in front. And a great opportunity to fall in. And didn't really realize maybe what they had there in front of puck down the right side corner. 7:20 remaining here, so we're just hitting our halfway mark in the game. 11-8 the shots. Fed up ahead, Force Red into a shin pad. Spun back around. That one, try to steer that out in front. Looking for that puck. Wraps in around. From the corner. Now we're into the back half here of the second period. 6:44 to go. Remember, we'll have the break in between. And whistle goes there on that one. That's a packed house in here, folks, here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. The last day of hockey here as we are just about at the finish line. It started halfway through September, and it's led us right here to this great game. 1-1 the score. 6:40 left to go in the second. Down there along the end boards. Force Red, pick it up, play it up the boards. Little shot there. That one's not going to make it through as McDonald had a good look at it, but it just fell to the left side of the net. Force Red start to move it out now, and a nice chip move down here in front. Spinning around, passed across Wyan. Oh, and a great individual effort there trying to find Grant. Didn't quite go. Now it's up the left side, a little poke at that puck, bounces to Grant. In behind, Brennan. Grabbed, jumped at here, left side. Captain stepping in, looking for the shot there for Force Red. Now spinning around O'Brien. O'Brien, that's going to exit the zone. It's up near center. Fire to the end boards. Picked up here by the Caps. McDonald will take her time with it as 5:38 remaining. Played and across. That one's dished off. Grabbed there by O'Brien. That is loose here in front. A little pressure coming there. Along the half wall. Grabbed here by O'Brien. She'll flip it out to the feet. Now it's up the left side. Good little effort. Cartwright. Cartwright falls off. Doing a good job by Cartwright to break that puck about 90% of the way there. It's just about moving that thing to closer to the blue paint. As she's got the speed. Just need to start directing that on. As 1-1 the score, under 5 minutes to go. Picked up along the boards, grabbed. That shot jumping down there in front. Picked up by Force Red. Force Red, 4:44 to go. In over the line, chop that, and that one's going to just bounce its way down and make its way for an icing. Back into the zone here in front. 12-10, the shots. Face-off will be right here in front of us. Ready to go. That one dropped in, and Eisner tied up there with McPherson. McPherson down the left side. McPherson comes back in, though. It's chased after. Caps come for it. Turner. Stopping play there. Nice job reversing. The old reversal, one of the oldest tricks in the book for the defense. Back down to McPherson. McPherson up the wall. Swept on. 4 minutes left to go here in the second as we continue through. Back down low. Little pressure in there. Moves up the right side. Battling away for it, and it moves into the middle here again, and Caps start to hustle it out. Caps on the left side, poked off the stick. Good job there by Force Red. Tied up on the half wall. They'll continue to jockey for position. Down here front, Force Red looking for an angle up the left side. Not much there as the puck onto the stick, and a great defensive play there in front by McPherson again. The defense here of the Whitecaps have been the all-stars so far. Grant into the feet again, and a nice play there by McPherson, sorry. Over to the right side wall, swept out by Glenn. Moved in front, Force into a foot, and McEachern gets it out. Vino is going to grab it as we cut into the last 3 minutes here in the second. Up the right side. Little pressure, and it exits in behind the blue line. Grabbed, and it's fired into the foot. Fanned on. Another chance at it. Back for McPherson. She'll look, and nice pass hit there through the middle, but it rolls off the stick back to Vino. Now on the right side, Turner. Turner overskates it. Played to the middle, but no one home as all four Force players behind the leading Hilts there, so not going to be on that one. And offside, that'll be an easy call there. 2:25 to go. And we continue through our second frame. Puck picked up. That one's moved. Grabbed here and fed up the right side. Bounces off the stick there of Thornton. Face off down to the right. That's grabbed and swept that. 2 minutes to go here in the second. Still the 1-1 game. Hustling out of the zone. Here come the Caps. It's Cartwright. Cartwright handed that off to Spears, who fires it back in behind. Spears grabs it for the Caps. 1:44 to go. Back to the blue line. Looking for a shot. Blocked there in front. Force now trying to get numbers. They've got time on the clock. 100 seconds remaining. Up the left side. Picked up, fired into the end boards. They're going to go for the dump and chase strategy. Grabbed by McPhail. Shot sent in front and covered up. 1:22 remaining now. Face off down in front. That's grabbed. Spinning into the corner here. Back on the stick. Caps. McDonald plays it over to the left side. Trying to steer it up ahead. Bounces back to the stick for Force Red. Nice job cutting off there by Spears as we are now into the last minute of play here in the second period. Down the right side. Force Red try to spin that one out. And the stick gets caught in the boards there on the end wall in the Zamboni door, and that leaves Force Red without a player for a moment, but now they'll pick it up. 43 seconds. Caps pick it in. Down low. Cartwright loses that. Up the left side wall. Force Red flipped it back on. Here they come. Don't get very far before it's cut off. Down here in front now. Grabbed by McDonald. Into the boot. Back to McDonald. 16 seconds to go here in the second. That one's handed off. Up ahead and final 10. They're going to look for one last rush here for Kirsten. Kirsten up the right side. 8 seconds to go. Rides up into the gut, but Forest Red will pick it up with 3 seconds. And that will take us to the end. So 1-1 at the end of 2. We'll be back for the third shortly. All right, everybody, we are back here for the third period of action. Everything on the line, 1-1 game with 15 minutes on the clock for these young ladies, and they are ready to go. 13-10, the shots here for Force Red, but we're all even where it matters in the goal column. 15 minutes here on the board, and we are going to crown a champion here shortly, folks. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. Puck down here in front. McNeil picks it up. McNeil, little chip play in the corner there, grab it, and is led up ahead, and that will be an easy icing call as it'll come back down just 20 seconds into the third period here. Face-off will be in front of us, in front of me here, and us in the booth, I should say. Appreciate you tuning in here on High Button Sports once again. Been a fantastic season for us here at High Button. If you haven't seen us until now, thanks for joining us. We love having you here. So, little word to the Wiser, from the Wiser, I should say, the assistant coach, letting McDonald know what the play is. She'll rejoin the play, and now we'll get going. That one into the feet. Hustles back in behind. Spears in the feet again. Caps. Drag the foot, and they'll stay onside by a hair. McDonald over to the left side. Active stick there. Picked up for Sampson. Sampson down the left side. Sampson in over the line. Sampson spins around, and a nice pass. Makes it all the way over, and they try to go reverse back the other way, and a big shot in there. And a save at the other end. Scooped out of the air by Bonvie. Nice stop a minute into this third period. A little more settled in now. Puck dropped in there, one back by the Caps, is chased into the corner by Turner. Trying to steer out in front. Turner gets it in there along the end boards, but Force with a good push here. Back to Turner, though. Turner along the end wall, loses it off the end of her stick, but they'll play it around for McNeil. Back to Turner. In behind, hits the right side wall. Force Red keep it in, and they try to steer it home. Good little look there, but it just falls into the corner instead. Now it's grabbed, back to the blue line. Grabbed by Bishop here. Bishop shoots it on. Puck still alive, but another save needed down there by Bonvie. Wrapping around. It hits the foot. Try to steer it out in front. A little back and forth. Hard on the boards. Down. In behind. That grabbed. Trying to spin out in front. Off the back of the end of the stick. Jamming away for it. Now another chance, and now they're going to step into it. Look here for Bishop. Bishop shot, and that one close, but it steers into the right side corner as the parents there knew that that one had a chance. Whitecaps cut off. A little bit of a takedown there on the ice, but they'll continue on. It'll be sent in, and Force will take the rare offensive zone change as it steers in behind. Grabbed here in front by Hastings. Hastings. She'll circle back the other way. Hastings over to Selkirk. That gets back for the Caps. Down the wall. McEachern circles. McEachern stops up. She'll pass one over to the left side. Grabbed there by Campbell. Into the zone, and now Selig. Selig up the left side. Back in behind for Selig. Stick lifting, battling. Up the right side wall. Caps, keep it in. Fire back around the opposite direction. It's down here in front of us. Good board battle here as it's 2-on-1 here for the Red, trying to get it out of the zone. David picks it up. David, she'll head up the right side. David in over the red line. David tripped up, and the arm goes up, and it'll be a penalty to the Caps and a power play here for Force Red with just 11:21 left to go in the third. And a great chance here in the last period of provincials to try to take a lead. Exciting action here. This game's been tight from the very start. Puck dropped in. They got the best J-Beebs going on the announcing speaker. And we'll continue on. Left side. That one sent on by Sampson as it rolls through the blue paint again. Need to just steer something in the right direction here. Down along the end boards. Try to feed out in front. Hits the side of the net. That one gets played over to Spears. Spears back to the line. Kept in by McDonald. Just barely. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Grabbed here by the Caps. Picks it up. That flick down. No ice, obviously, with the icing, with the power play taking place right now. McDonald in on the boards. That one's grabbed, sent it behind Bujold. It'll be to the corner closest to us. Force Red with a minute to go on the power play. 10 minutes to go in the period. Gets him behind, and now it's down the right side. Chance here. Off to the races. Chance at front. Shot scores. Barred down. Beauty by Force Red, and they take the lead on the power play. And a big Selly near center. We got to get a confirmation. That one, a big one here with just 10 minutes to go as McNeil finished that off on a great chance down the corner, down the wing. And now it's shot 16-12. And we'll head to center. 10-13 remaining, and now we've got a lead again here for Metro Force Red. That's sent down into the end boards. Whistled on with 10 minutes to go as that one was considered an icing, or called an icing. Considered called. Same diff as we head down here in front. Oh, false start there. Gonna push him back a little bit. Back to the line. Caps now find themselves trailing for the first time this game. Chance here in front. Big save by Bujold. Point blank stop. David up the right side. David in over the red line. David cutting into the zone. David looking for more. Shot off the stick and it heads into the end boards. Picked up here. A little pressure along the wall. Caps try to steer it back in but it's kept in, and now we are officially inside 10 minutes. So the final 10 minutes here, and a whistle goes as I believe that offside call. It's loud in here. Couldn't hear the whistle, but the girls stopped playing down there, so that's my cue. And face off in the neutral zone. Back in behind, hustled after here by McPhail. McPhail, she'll go up the left side with it. Steps in. Little chip play, back the other way here. Nice job by Selig as she's trying to keep it as far away from her net as possible with just 9 minutes to go. Picked up in the corner, Burchill. Burchill up the half wall with it. Remember, third period action with every passing second. It means a second closer for one team. And that's Force Red right now, shot on. That one's calmly stopped back there as the shots turn into 18-3. And we're underway as well with our U13AA game next door. As they start their first period, and it looks like the Caps actually just scored on that one. So they take a 1-0 lead early in the first there for the U13AA female. 8:78 left to go here in the third. In along the boards, it gets up the left side. Shot doesn't make it through. They'll hustle to the end wall again. A little pressure. Down along the end boards. Caps, McInnes plays it in around. They get tangled up there on the right side corner. Whatever it takes to kill time off is the mentality being implemented here by Force Red. And in my humble opinion, the correct one. Up 1 with 8 minutes to go. Doing a good job of keeping the Caps out of their zone. Along the right side. That one's grabbed by Force Red. Flipped on. Under the stick and now moved out by McInnes. McInnes guts that up and now they're trying to get numbers the other way. In over the line. That hits the end boards and will be covered up with 7:48 to go. 18-13 the shots. Face off down here in front. Picked up. Flipping on through. Chance there in front. Vino. She have a good defensive play as Selkirk grabs it. Back to the blue line. They're yelling on the play their side, maybe getting a little mixed up down there. Spun out. Got to form that defensive structure here for Force Red as the pressure now going to start to build as every passing second and a chance in here. Vino attacks there with conviction. Gets it off the stick, but a good job as well by Cartwright to stick with it. Comes back to the line. Kept in. Shot into the feet. Cartwright trying to spin out of it. Selkirk now with it. Selkirk. She'll grab it and now head up. She's got a 2-on-1. Don't think she realized it, but they're going to head down the right side anyway. And a shot fanned on and pushed to the corner. Right side. Big shot. That one heads into the end wall. Picked up off the bounce by McDonald. Now down here in front. That'll be grabbed and shot in front here with 6:31 to go. So we're into the last stages. And we'll head down the opposite direction. Back to the line and a good burst of speed, but not going to be enough to get through. Thought maybe there could have been a penalty on that play, but they'll continue on instead. Caps back in behind. Over to Hastings. Hastings grabs, hands that off to Selig. Selig fans on it, and a tough fan there. Down the right side. Chance, big shot and a big save by Bujold as she flips that into the mesh. And Selig will head back to the bench and be thanking the goaltender on that one as a great chance out of nowhere for the Caps. Face-off will be right here in front of us. Face-off to the left. That one's jumped at Thornton. Thornton up the wall. Eisner swipes at it. It'll get out of the zone, but the Caps start to push. Still 6 minutes to go. We'll keep an eye on the goaltender once we get closer to 2. Sampson picks it up. Sampson up the left side. That's steered in behind. Little chip play. Grabbed here by McNeil. McNeil starts to buzz. McNeil up the right side with a bank pass. Tries to steer in front, but still has possession. Played across, and it's loose for a second. And then jumped on, and it'll be covered off a almost 2-on-1. Got a partial chance on that one. Face-off will go down to the right side corner. Puck ready to go. That one dropped in. It's tied up in the right side corner. Freed up now, backhand. That one's going to slide over to the glove, trying to get the cover again, but instead the Caps will have to work in their own end. Pressure on. That one moved up the right side wall. Picked up, try to flip that into the middle, and it's just off the boards, and we'll roll back, and I don't know. It does just enough juice for icing. And a friendly bounce there for Force Red with just 5 minutes to go now. And a 2-1 lead for Metro West Force Red. Face off in the offensive zone. Puck's grabbed in near the end boards, a little tie up in front and covered up again. So kill about 10 seconds on that play. You continue through. Face off coming. That one grabbed, rolls off the stick. Caps do a good job of stacking bodies in front there. Grabbed by McPherson. McPherson back to Selig. She keeps it in. Just down the left side. Back to Selig. In behind. That puck's going to wrap. Try to play it out in front. Back to center. 4:20 to go now here in the third. Picked up, moved into the zone by Grant. Grabbed here. Caps, over to McDonald. McDonald, head up. She'll start to hustle it down the right side over the blue line. That's going to wrap into the end boards again. Under 4 minutes to go. Caps need to get this into the offensive zone. It's been a little bit now. An individual effort coming down. Just off the end of the stick, but a motivated Cartwright brings it all the way down and passes it in front. Little stick handle by Kirsten, but it falls off. Force Red. Backhand to the corner. Eisner over to McNeil. McNeil. Push to the middle. Thornton tries to spin around. All sorts of tied up back there as it's bounced in near center. Here come the Caps. 3:15 is time winding down for Quad County, who are down the road from their home rink, playing an away game here, looking to tie it up. Lots of fans in the stands. Back to the blue line. Left side, it's going to fall in behind. Vino puts a little pressure on. Vino. Stick handles in her own end. 2:47 left until provincial gold. Who will come out with it? That one back to Vino. Vino sees a little open lane and she'll take it and just hustle this thing down the right side. 2:36 gains the red line on a smart play. Sends it back for Bonvie and gets fresh legs out. Picked up. Little pressure. 2:21 remaining. It's along the left side. Obviously, goalie still in the net as the pressure's down. Try to fish that out, and it does come out. Right side, Quad County, back to McDonald. McDonald picks it up and sends it where it came from, and a good job there. I think McEachern, the only player who's really trying to do the cherry pick method, but there's only 2 minutes to go, so they got to come up with something. 21-15 the shots for Force as they're closing in. Push to the middle. McDonald sends that back down again, and we're into our final 100 seconds here. Up the boards. It's going to be kept in. Along the right side half wall. That's pushed to the middle for the Caps. Caps with now 90 seconds to work with. Going to need something. In over the blue line. That one's handed off. Goaltender still in the net. She'll stay for a second. Bonvie, who's had some great saves here. It's up to the forwards. That's onto the stick. Down the right side. Circle back. Kept in. White Caps. Left side. Chipped up ahead. McNeil picks it up, and it's the final minute to go here, folks. Final minute of provincials here. 2-1 the score for Red. Caps pick it up. Down low. Little circle. Cut back, and all sorts of pressure coming here from Force Red. Heads up the boards with it. Kept in on the blue line, but now it's turned back over, and the Red keeps the pressure on. Kicked aside, 42 seconds. Whistle goes. I think maybe on a hand pass or something down there, but a break for Quad, who need a change here desperately. 40 seconds as the timeout gets called. We'll just take a moment, be back in a second. All right, folks, it's loud in here as the final few moments, potentially 39 seconds on the clock. And they're going to have to draw up a play and execute right here. Puck, one to the right side. Back, force red. They flip it down, but that puck's turned over. 33 seconds now. Full court press. Picked up by Force Red. They move to the middle. Another chance. Shot. Stopped. 24 seconds. Down in the right side corner. 20. Quad County needs one last rush here. 3 players back on D. It's a ball wall of red there. 13 seconds. Big shot. Big save. But it'll only leave 10 seconds flat left on it. And Force Red can feel it. The shrieks are coming. The coaches trying to keep them in check. The game's not done yet. 9 seconds. Picked up along the end boards. They'll count it down. 3 seconds to go. And Force Red gets the victory. 2-1 off a third period goal. What an effort by those young ladies out there as they take home the title. Metro West Force Red. The jubilation on the ice. A hard fought season for these ladies. And they managed to get it done. And congratulations on the other side. And so close for Quad County. A great effort on that. They had the first goal of the game. 2 goals for Force Red. Brought back the momentum in their direction. And I'll pretty much be signing off here, folks. We'll allow some medals to be given out. But for me here, Jeff Warburton on High Button Sports, that'll do it. As congratulations to both teams. What an awesome season for them. Finishing it out with a big win for Force. And with that being said, my name is Jeff Warburton, and we'll see you next time.